This is The After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Hello to you and happy 2026. I know, we're going to look away from all of it. All of it. We're just going to take all of it, all the bad. We're going to scoop it up. We're just going to set it over here for a minute. So that here on the After Party Live, we could talk about some other stuff and maybe divert our attention for just a few minutes for our own mental health benefit, because it's been quite a weekend. I know. I'm with you guys. Hello to everyone in the chat. Susan loves rain and focaccia. Yes, absolutely. Bread and rain. How can you go wrong? I love the rain in Santa Rosa. Cozy weather just made focaccia. The house smells great, says Susan Roberts. Absolutely. It is raining. I also am in the North Bay, and it's been raining steadily most of the morning. And I have a steel tile roof. And when the rain hits it, even a light rain, it's just kind of it's loud, and I like that. I really do like it. Yvonne says, great to see everyone. We've been getting so much rain here. I just want to apologize to Hilo Karen, who got into an issue with I thought it was an issue. Someone I felt was unkind in the chat, and I deleted that person. So I just want you to know that. I'm like, oh no, you don't disrespect Hilo Karen. That's not going to work for me. You got to go. Agent Kitty Feet says getting up this morning was no small task, and sometimes it's so cozy in bed you just don't want to leave. But we do have Hide in Your Cave Monday today, so we will be looking at some caves, and maybe that'll give you the same feeling of coziness, or maybe not. I don't know. All right. Well, let's jump into some of the stories that we have. I hope you, by the way, did have a cozy new year, and that everyone came through it safely, and that you had a smooch at midnight. And if you were by yourself, I hope you smooched your cat or closed your eyes and had a moment of self-reflection or whatever it was. But I hope that it was a good New Year's Eve for you. Okay, let's move forward. And I saw someone saying something to me. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm telling you, I didn't think that was a very nice person. And you know what? I think I deleted someone whose opinions I agreed with, but who was not listening when I said no caps. So after like the 5th or 6th time that I've had to delete the comment, they're out. I know maybe that's too harsh, but that's the way it is. I have no problem with trolls. However, they are pretty lame. Yes, they are. Turn my roof into a musical instrument. It seems like it sometimes. Now, my mom gave me for Christmas a set of hot chocolate mixes. They're in these kind of wasteful packaging, but they're in these little tiny hot chocolate cups. And Jacob thought you were supposed to make them in the cups, but they're really for like making a bigger amount of hot chocolate. And he's like, these aren't very good. Anyway, I have a whole set of hot chocolates to make, so absolutely. Okay, let's get to some of the stories that I have for you today. I have a lot of coins on the list, but the first story was this giant Buddha that's on tour. It's kind of a cool Buddha. This original statue is lost to history. This one that you're seeing on an overpass in New York was modeled after this statue that was destroyed in the 6th century. It's known as the statue, The Light That Shines Through the Universe is the name of the statue. The light that shines through the universe. 27 feet tall, and it'll be installed on the plinth, is what they call it, this spring. So I don't think it's there yet, but when it is there, that's how it will look on the High Line this spring. So that's a rendering of how it will look. It's going to be, again, on New York City's High Line. It was designed by Vietnamese-American artist Tuan Andrew Nguyen. And right now on the High Line, there's a pigeon sculpture on this section of elevated park. And they rotate art showing different kinds of artwork in this area. So coming this spring, we're going to see this giant Buddha statue. The light that shines through the universe is said to be a reimagining of one of the Bamiyan Buddhas. These are 2 statues that were once carved into the sandstone cliffs in Afghanistan's Bamiyan Valley. They were thought to have been created around the 6th century, and they were more than 100 feet tall. They were said to represent a blending of cultures and the lasting impact of the Silk Road economy. They were destroyed by the Taliban in 2001, and the cliff faces are now empty caverns. They're gone. The director and chief curator of Highline Art says she remembers watching those Buddhas fall, and it was the first time that she felt humanity couldn't do anything to stop this from happening. So she is proud to display this in New York. The artist says the collective moment will become part of the conversations as people come revisit the image of Bamiyan Buddha now in New York. Mr. Wynn says the new sculpture and its title were inspired by the larger Buddhas, which were called Salsal, meaning the light shines through the universe. The piece is not an exact replica, but an echo intended to invoke the memory of these lost cultural treasures. They were, for a long time, a source of pride in Afghanistan, but they were also associated, of course, with Eastern religion, so that made them a little controversial there. Still a bummer to see that go, those beautiful artistic works from so long ago. So this new statue was created from melted scrap metal and artillery shells. The hands of the statue were created from melted scrap metal and artillery shells, and they are positioned in gestures that signify compassion and fearlessness, unlike the original. So that's what we have to look forward to this spring in New York. It had a big polar bear plunge after New Year's. Set a record, matter of fact. About 5,000 people attempted this polar bear plunge world record in Washington. So chilly. I can't even imagine. I know people do it all over the place, but for the last 2 weeks, my toes have been cold. Like, it's just chilly at my house. I have the lower half of my body is wrapped in a blanket. Crazy. The 5,000 people went into the frigid water. The Birch Bay Chamber of Commerce in Blaine Birch Bay Park in Bellingham, Whatcom County organized this attempt to break a Guinness World Record for the largest polar bear dip. They had a previous record of 2,461 polar bear plungers when they set the most recent record in Sola, Norway, happened earlier in December. Actually, that was 3,134 people, but the Thursday attempt in Birch Bay had 6,213 registered participants. 4,917 were officially counted as going into the water. They're still reviewing the numbers, still checking that. There was some issues with the count, apparently, but it looks like they may have set the record. The record required all participants to be clad in swimsuits and shoes only. No wetsuits, no cold weather gear allowed, and they had to spend at least 6 minutes in the water to qualify. Ooh. So almost 5,000 people. Yeah, I don't know. This is a really inventive use, I think, of X-ray technology. There was some heirloom rings that were lost at a hospital, and they have portable X-ray machines at the hospital. So why go digging through all that trash, especially since you never know what you're going to find in a hospital garbage can? Somebody threw away sharps, or was it a sharp container? Was it just the regular garbage? And what the heck's in the garbage? Soiled, yucky stuff? Who knows? These rings were accidentally tossed into the trash at a hospital in Iowa. And so medical staff, maintenance workers, they got together and thought, let's use the portable X-ray machine. The woman said she didn't realize until the day after having an x-ray on her hand at the Grundy County Memorial Hospital that she had thrown the napkin containing her grandparents' wedding rings into the garbage there. When I threw the napkin away, she said it sounded funny when it hit the garbage, but I didn't think anything of it at the time. So the maintenance crews then started looking for the rings, which is really nice of them. And they discovered the trash in question had been mixed with several days worth of waste and put through a compactor. So they went through 50 to 60 trash bags using a metal detector, but they didn't have any luck. So they brought out the portable x-ray machine to the ambulance bay to search through the garbage. Took about 45 minutes and 35 images to that's a very expensive search, by the way, to locate the rings, but it was very rewarding. They said, the maintenance guys said, I didn't think we were going to find them. And they were very, very happy to be able to return those rings to the woman. And she told officials, and this is really good advertising for that hospital, she felt reassured by their calm, caring approach. If they take that much time to find your grandparents' rings, they're going to be really careful with you, right? Take good care of you. So I thought that was interesting. Um, Mark's having a problem. My apologies. Bear with me for just a moment. Yeah. Let me text him. Okay, sorry about that. Where he was had an recorded interview scheduled and the person didn't show up. So, sometimes it happens, right? Something mysterious happening though on the shores of, I believe, Wales. Nobody knows exactly how or why, but there are these black leather boots that are thought to be from the Victorian era that keep washing ashore in Wales. Where in the world are they coming from? Hmm, we don't know. Possibly a, an old ship that crashed? Here's what they look like. Look at those, they're black leather boots. We can see the handwork done on the bottom there. I mean, they've been underwater for a long time. Those look pretty, we think, those look pretty good considering hundreds of these boots washing up on a beach in Wales. And again, the leading theory on this is that maybe they were traveling on a cargo ship that sank nearby, probably about 150 years ago, because that's the age of the shoes, which again are in remarkably good shape. Volunteers have been finding these shoes while cleaning up litter from rock pools on this beach in Wales. It's called Ogmore by the Sea, this little coastal town along the Bristol Channel. They said during 1 week in late December, they found 200 boots in one small area. So far in total, they've discovered more than 400 shoes since September. Different shapes and styles of footwear, but they all appear to be from the Victorian era. That's weird, right? The soles are attached with nails, you can see there. Some of the boots are in pretty good condition. Some you can see are very clearly for men's boot. So they're putting these shoes on social media, asking members of the public to help identify them. They resemble shoes from times past rather than modern styles. They are excavating them from rock pool zones where they've been embedded into sediment or trapped in rocks. And we have no idea, they said, how long they've actually been trapped there. Some of the residents say they found some in weird places. One lady said she's found and collected buckets full of shoes over the years. So it's not a new phenomenon that these have been washing up. Some residents there say, yeah, it's been happening for a while now. So the thinking is, the leading theory is that these shoes came from an Italian cargo vessel that sank nearby about 150 years ago, which included shoes, then washed up the Ogmore River, and every now and then they appear, especially when there's been erosion of the riverbank. The cargo ship apparently crashed or sank after colliding with an outcropping called Tusker Rock, about 2 miles from the beach where the shoes have been washing up. But according to Peter Britton, who's an artist who created this piece called Ghost Ships and Tides, he said the shoes are little reminders of history. There's something old, historic, and mysterious about them, though. Yeah. I don't know. They're going to keep finding those shoes. They're going to keep on popping up. Time for the lotto of the day? I think so. Here's another double winner. Oh my, I can't even win once. And look at this guy. This guy from Maryland has collected his second big lottery prize 8 years after he won the first time. He won a $250,000 prize from a scratch-off lottery ticket 8 years ago. And now he's got 50,000 from a Powerball prize. I love how they allow you to stay anonymous, and his check says the $50,000 man. He is from Prince George's County. Again, nicknaming himself the $50,000 man, said he bought his Powerball ticket for the October 18th drawing from an Exxon station in Morningside. He went to the Baltimore headquarters of the lottery to collect his $50,000 prize because he matched 4 white balls in that drawing. He said, I would have been a little happier if I had matched one more number, but this is still a great prize. And again, 50,000, he adds that to 250,000. So really he's a $300,000 man. He said he was shocked to discover that he scored big for a second time. He found out he won by scanning the ticket on the app. And when he saw the 50,000, he said, I had to check the numbers again because I just didn't believe it. His previous prize was used to buy a new car and buff up his savings account, but he doesn't have any plans for the latest 50,000. So we'll see what he does with that. Here's proof that AI has a long way to go. This is an artist's picture of a frog wearing a police officer's uniform. I liked it better than the picture that came with the story, but this story comes to us from United Press International, and they detail an incident in Utah where an officer used AI to create a police report. Happened in Heber City, and the police department started using a pair of AI programs. Draft 1 and Code 4 is the name of those programs. And they automatically generate police reports from body camera footage. So take what they see and hear, right? Turn it into a police report. Sounds easy and good, except no. Because the body cam software and the AI report writing software picked up on a movie playing in the background, which happened to be The Princess and the Frog. And so that's, they said, when they learned the importance of having to go back and correct these reports, make sure they say what you really want them to say. They said they're going to keep using the programs, but the police report said that an officer involved had been transitioned and transformed into a frog. So yeah, all because Princess and the Frog was playing in the background. Oops, gotta reread those reports. Officers say they're saving themselves between 6 to 8 hours a week, and they say it's very user-friendly, this AI program, but again, not perfect. Got to watch what you have on in the background. And who knows what's going on in the background when, the body cam is going, picking up everything around you. So who knows what the AI could be writing. You can't just put those reports in. Yeah, this Utah officer apparently turned into a frog, according to the police report. Now, this is this health story. Now, this is a picture of, I think, the injectable Wegovy, which is, of course, the weight loss drug or the diabetes drug that causes folks to also lose weight. It's from Novo Nordisk, and it's now available in pill form in US pharmacies. So that's a new development. It's broadly available, they say, at US pharmacies in doses from 1.5 milligrams to 25 milligrams at more than 70,000 pharmacies in the United States. CVS has it, Costco has it, telehealth providers, including LifeMD and even Weight Watchers. I would think that Weight Watchers would be more about lifestyle and less about taking a pill to lose weight, but they say the Novo Nordisk people, they say the Wegovy pill is here and represents a significant innovation as the first and only GLP-1 pill for weight loss. The moment they said is about changing what's possible. We've worked to ensure Wegovy pill is affordable and accessible to those who need it, however they choose to receive their care. Used to be only available by weekly injection. It is, they say, the same drug as Ozempic, which was originally developed by Novo Nordisk as a treatment for diabetes. The trials of this new pill showed patients on Wegovy lost 17% of their body weight after 64 weeks compared to 3% for those on a placebo. I just don't trust it. Everyone is like so gung ho on the bandwagon, and I just think there's really no substitution for changing your diet and getting your body moving again. Plus, when you lose weight that fast, a lot of things happen to your body. So I don't know. I guess it's a trade off if you're really, really overweight between, getting that weight off of your body so your joints and your heart and your overall health is better. But it just seems to me that it's much better to do it naturally. The pill will be starting price $149 a month. The next dose also $149 a month through April 15th, and then it increases to $200 a month. So they get you the first couple and then you have to start paying more. Higher doses of the Wegovy pill will be $300 a month, and some insurance plans will cover the drug for $25 a month out of pocket. So I would imagine with the accessibility of this drug, you'll see more people and more people on it because, especially if it's covered by insurance, it becomes more affordable. I've known people who've taken this who only have 25 or 30 pounds to lose. It just seems to me to be a medication for people that have a severe issue. So I don't know. Here we go. Wegovy coming in. This is the king of silver dollars. Could bring in $1 million or more at auction. This is an $1804, one of their most desirable coins, and it will be going up for auction this month. This is the Adams Carter 1804 Class 3 draped bust dollar. And next week, it's part of the Heritage Fun US Coins signature auction. This is one of only 16 known examples of an 1804 silver dollar. It is the headliner of this collection to be auctioned between January 14th and 17th. They call it the Presidio collection, which is an exceptional coin collection that focuses on the popular 100 greatest US coins theme. Very impressive for the rarity and the quality of the lots. This is one of the most famous trophies in all US numismatics and a coin that immediately will become a centerpiece in any new collection. They say only the most accomplished numismatists in history have owned an 1804 coin, and the Adams Carter Class 3 was the coin chosen by the most prominent of them throughout history. So that's what you have. They think it'll sell for more than $1 million. This $1 coin. Actually, no. Yeah, silver dollar coin. My grandparents used to give me a silver dollar every time they came over, and I had a bucket full of them. They used to love to go to Reno and gamble. So they always had silver dollars lying around. And the ice cream man would come, and some of them were like valuable silver dollars. The ice cream man would come, and I'd just take silver dollars and go buy ice cream. Speaking of a girl who might need Wegovy. Yeah, well, I'm sure I probably spent my rare coins way back when. Speaking of coins, though, there are some new quarters that commemorate 250 years of independence. This has been in the works for a while. These new designs honor the Constitution, the Civil War, the Declaration of Independence. So 2025, the year we say goodbye to the penny, but we welcome in 5 new quarters. The press release from the U.S. Mint says the coins commemorate 250 years of American liberty, reflecting our country's founding principles and honoring our nation's history. They will only be available this year. So that means they'll be collector's items in the future. Each will be engraved with 2 dates, 1776 to 2026. And usually coins only have the year in which they were minted, not 2 dates. So here's what they look like. In December of 2025, the designs for the America 250 coins were abandoned and replaced with ones that commemorate some of the country's founding documents and presidents. The original quarters, approved by 2 official committees in 2024, honored Black abolition, women's suffrage, and civil rights, but we know how that goes, and that's not okay anymore to look at that kind of history. Now we have these 5 different quarter designs, and here's the new designs that we have. This is the Mayflower quarter, and it is, I'm sorry, I lost my way here. This is the Mayflower quarter, and you can see the immigrants on the front. Those immigrants are okay. It embraces and honors the Mayflower Compact, signed November 21st of 1620. And that document is considered a precursor to the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution. The coin has E Pluribus Unum and In God We Trust. And on the tails side, you've got the Mayflower, which shows the ship with the sails, the full sails over rough seas, and the inscriptions, the United States of America, Liberty, and Mayflower Compact, and 25 cents. That's the Mayflower one. Here's the Revolutionary War quarter. That's what that one looks like. With George Washington during the Revolutionary War, who, of course, was commander-in-chief of the Continental Army. And the reverse of it has a Continental Army soldier at Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. Here's what that looks like. There's the soldier. This is the time at the Battle of Brandywine when the forces under General Washington faced disease and devastation during their winter encampment. The independence had been declared the previous July. The Second Continental Congress forced to flee Philadelphia to evade a British attack. According to the coin's designers, the soldier's resolute gaze shows his will to overcome the trials of war in pursuit of liberty. It has the words United States of America, Liberty, 25 cents, and Revolutionary War. Here is the next one. It is the Declaration of Independence quarter. Here is the front of it, where you can see Thomas Jefferson, who is the author of the Declaration of Independence and, of course, the 3rd president of the United States. And on the flip side, it is the Liberty Bell ringing. They don't know if the Liberty Bell actually rang in 1776, but it did often ring to draw the people of Philadelphia toward the city center for announcements. You can see the crack in the Liberty Bell there as well. So the next one is the United States Constitution quarter. And here is what this one looks like. President James Madison on the front, the 4th president of the United States, also known as the father of the Constitution. And on the backside, you see We the People and Independence Hall in Philadelphia, which is where the Liberty Bell was housed, and where both the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution were written, debated, and signed. And the fifth is going to be the Gettysburg Quarter. And there you see President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His Gettysburg Address, now recognized as one of the most moving speeches in American history. And on the back is what it looks like with the hands grasping there. The tail side with the inscription, "A New Nation Conceived in Liberty," which is, of course, part of the speech. The two hands grasping each other represent Lincoln's efforts to hold the United States together. It's an appeal to Americans to ensure the government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from the earth. So that's what we get. And again, there's some differences with this. There are 2 dates on these quarters, and they're only going to be available this year. So that means there'll be collector's items in the future. I know. Hard to want to buy anything that you know who is behind. But there's the 2026 quarters, 250 years of America. At least we made it to 250, right? It's time for Hide in Your Cave Monday. I'm going in. And we're going to Minnesota. Check this cave out. This is the Cave of Mystery. It's so interesting. Fascinating, this cave. It's really, I think it's really impressive. The Cave of Mystery in Minnesota. It is really super pretty. It's located in Mystery Cave State Park in Minnesota. It's the unique cave tour. There's more than one cave in this park, and this one is Mystery Cave. It is the longest cave in the state of Minnesota. It's accessible to the public. Thousands of people visit this cave every year. It was discovered when someone dug a hole and saw steam coming out of the ground, and that is what led to the discovery of these caves. Minnesota purchased the Mystery Caves in 1988. They were formed by water slowly seeping underground. The cave is made from limestone and shale. And when the limestone fractured due to the seeping water, the caves developed. Why are they named the Mystery Caves? Well, they were under private ownership for many years, and the name apparently came up when two young men were leveling the floor for the benefit of visitors. The cave was full of mud and rocks. Leveling it was apparently very tedious, and the people working in the caves thought it was a mystery why any visitor would ever want to visit such a rough cave. One of the men who worked there 10 years later returned to the area and purchased the cave, and the property's original owners and the caves were then given the name Mystery Caves. So there are some really cool geological cave formations, sedimentary rocks deposited on the land as the shallow seas intermittently covered it, and the alternating deposits of mud and oceanic debris were compressed to form limestone, shale, and sandstone layers. And today, these layers are 1,300 feet above sea level. This cave has excellent geological formations, stalagmites, stalactites, underground pools that you see here as well. So, yeah, beautiful turquoise pools. So pretty. All right, there's another cave I wanted to take you to as well. And this one is the Harmony Cave. But I have to show you, I wanted to show you some different pictures of it. And I have so many that I'm going to share my screen with you instead of doing it this way. So here's the Harmony Cave. Check that out. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm making it big the wrong way. Look at those layers of rock and the light coming through. That is the, sorry, center it. That is the Harmony Cave in Minnesota. Really cool looking. The Mystery Cave and the Harmony Cave, or also called the Niagara Cave, are the only two open for public visiting in this state park. And it's this one, the Niagara Cave, is named for its rushing waterfall that drops 60 feet underground. Takes visitors through the Niagara Cave, discovered in 1924, at least by white Americans, right? Features within the cave have clever names like Elephant's Head, Alligator, and Wishing Well. Here's some of the other pictures as you go in through this cave. That looks pretty cool. That leads you to the Wishing Well portion of the cave. The Wishing Well, a small underground pool where people toss in coins and make wishes. Oh, this is a different cave. This is the Forestville Mystery Cave State Park at Preston. It's cool looking too. Look at that blue water underground. Yeah. Love it. A little more about this cave. This one is like they say, a Mother Nature's escape room. It has winding passages, crystal clear underground pools, curious formations, making it one of Minnesota's most intriguing subterranean spots. It has a steady temperature of about 48 degrees year round, and it's a welcome retreat, they say, from the heat in Minnesota's summer, and a very interesting winter escape as well. So it has these unique turquoise blue pools, one of them called Turquoise Lake, so clear that it almost looks like reflections of rock until you see the pebbles lying beneath the surface. There are bats hanging around the ceilings here. And you know what that means? There's some guano hanging around there as well. Kind of cool. Here's another interesting cave. This one is called the Sudan Underground Mine, also in Minnesota. And it's an interesting lesson about their mining history. There it is. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one. Here it is. There's the mining. You can see all the work that's been done down there. Yeah. Oops. Apologies. Take a look at that. If you're curious about mining, this is an experience they say like no other. It's about a half-mile underground. It's a former iron ore mine where you can explore the depths of this workplace without having to do the back-breaking labor. You descend down the mine shaft and get a sense of what life was like for the miners who spent their days in this environment, swinging pickaxes by the dim light of candles way back when. You can imagine it. I have some other pictures I wanted to show you as well to go through. They're of the caves that we've already seen, but I just think the pictures are cool to look at. So my apologies if you're listening instead of make sure I get the right one, instead of watching, but oh, I got the wrong one. My apologies. Wait, I'm gonna get the right one. Hold on. I get the right one, I promise. All this better be worth it, right? Okay, here's the pictures. I think these are cool. So here's what it looks like. This is oh, where'd it go? Of course. Come on, Kim. No, we've already seen these, I think. Oh no, here they are. Okay. So these are the pictures. The Mystery Cave. This is the Niagara Cave and the Mystery Cave. Apparently they're very close to each other. Lighted walkways through the caverns. You can see there the rock formations and the blue pools. There's the Turquoise Lake, colored by dissolved calcite, they say. Let's see if I can make it bigger. There it is. That's kind of a cool picture. That's as big as it gets. Look at that. Some of the really cool rock formations inside the mystery cave. There's some rushing waterfall inside the Niagara Cave. The waterfall drops 60 feet underground. Can you imagine the sound echoing in that cave of that water falling? Winding caverns and passageways. Here's the elephant's head. Here's the finger-like formations along the wall in Mystery Cave. Weird. Almost looks like old bones. Stalactites on the ceiling of the Mystery Cave. Largest in the Midwest. So there we go. All right, I just wanted to show you that. All right, that, my friends, is Hide in Your Cave Monday. And you know what? For a while, I forgot about the bat stuff. So there you go. Hiding in your cave works today. Thank you for coming along with me and hiding in your cave. I'm going to the comment section. And, oh yeah, cave cats. Let's do a bus tour, says Mobius, of the best caves in the United States. That would be a nice distraction. Absolutely. Yeah, mining, that's the life. No. But kind of you could almost feel like what it would be like to be down in that cave in candlelight working like that. Yes, the cave looks like the results of my latest MRI. Oh no. Looks like the space between my two ears. You guys are awesome. There is a mystery spot in Santa Cruz. It's in the Santa Cruz Mountains, as a matter of fact. Yep. Let's get in the caves. All right, everybody. I hope you have a really good rest of your day. Tomorrow, it's David K. Johnston on The Mark Thompson Show, and Jefferson Graham will swing by for Tech Tuesday. So I hope you'll join us at 11 o'clock tomorrow on January 6th of 2026. And I'll see you right back here. We'll do a little traveling on Travel Tuesday. And I hope you make it a great rest of your day until we meet again. Bye, everybody.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
Thank you to Deborah S., Rhonda A., Linda G., Jane O., the most recent contributions to the After Party Live. Huge thank you, guys.